The closing block of Inside Tennessee, one of my favorite blocks of this show. So, Susan, you are not in Knoxville, Tennessee. You are somewhere else, and you're certainly close enough to be looking at some very interesting political commercials, and you may be seeing a whole lot of them. Tell us what's happening where you are. Well,
in Hilton Head Island, it's very close to Georgia. And so there are constant barrage of advertisements for the Georgia Senate race and the Georgia governor's race. I will have to say the Senate race may have the ugliest commercials that I've ever seen run on both sides. They've made Herschel Walker out to be, there's so many negative names that I could throw out there, but suffice to say, they have made him to be probably the worst candidate that's ever run for elective office. And in the same vein, Raphael Warnock's being demonized by the Republicans, as well as someone who has spent and overspent and promised and overpromised and hasn't delivered. They're really difficult. And then the Kemp-Stacey Abrams race, it's not as negative, much on a different level, but I think that race is going to be very close, and I think Kemp will win, but Stacey Abrams is a force to be reckoned with.
And sorry, you're thinking who will win in the Warnock-Herschel Walker race?
I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, they're both such negative campaigns. As usually, it will depend on who gets their voters out, you know, but Herschel Walker is a name well known in Georgia.
That's
so
for
we'll
sure.
See.
Don, there's a Senate race you're interested in talking about?
Yeah, the Pennsylvania race between John Fetterman and Dr. Oz. In a different way, also a very ugly race, but there, Fetterman his camp has been so effective at skewering, sometimes tongue-in-cheek, Oz and getting other celebrities. I think John Bon Jovi may have done an ad where he was encouraging Dr. Oz to come back to New Jersey because there's a real question about whether Oz is really a Pennsylvanian or not. Fetterman is a clever, bright, energetic force within the Democratic Party, and I think it's really not going to be close. I think Fetterman is going to swing that seat for the Democrats, and that's going to ensure a Senate majority for us. Because unlike Susan being a little unsure, I think Raphael Warnock, Reverend Warnock, will win that Georgia race. I agree with her that the race is going to be very close for governor. But that race in Pennsylvania has been really amusing and interesting to watch, and watch Oz, frankly, melt down many times.
One thing I wonder about that race is Fetterman's health. He's recovering from a stroke, and it still sounds like he's having some significant difficulties in just being able to speak and make appearances. I don't know. I mean, you've got that versus a guy who keeps telling everybody he's from New Jersey, but he's running to be the senator from Pennsylvania. All right, okay, so we're going to do something that's a little experimental. It'll probably be a disaster, but we'll try it anyway. I'm going to give each of you 30 seconds to tell me what you foresee happening politically between now and Election Day, which is November 8th. Don Bosch, go for it.
All right, I think the Republican Party, as it's become under Trump, is in real trouble. I think the Dobbs decision, Donald Trump's legal problems, other matters, the economy coming back, gas going down, it's a perfect storm for the Republicans, and the Democrats will hold on to the House, get a majority in the Senate, and do incredibly well beyond expectations.
All right, Susan, I think you have a little extra time you can take from him. Feel free.
All right, thank you. Well, in Tennessee, Bill Lee is going to be reelected governor. And here's one thing that I think is very important. We're going to have 8 of our 9 congressmen as Republicans. And we're going to pick up this seat in the 5th. And so that is pretty significant there. Nationally, the issues, I think the abortion issue is strong. I am concerned about that.
Okay.
But I think the student loan forgiveness that the president has done by executive order may turn out all of our people and make this abortion issue a wash.
Susan and Don, many thanks to you and thanks to watching. We'll be back next Sunday.